What an extraordinary conference this has been, everybody. I'd just really like to start this last panel by saying, I don't know about all of you, but I have been totally amazed by some of what I've heard, and also by many of the encounters that I've had with so many brilliant people. And our purpose now in this last panel, before the closure, is to really reflect on what we've heard, to think so hard about how we sense that the mindsets are changing, and how are they changing. And we've got 4 amazing people here to share their reflections with you. We don't have a huge amount of time, and so rather than talk myself, I'm going to introduce them to you, and then I'm going to ask each of them to give their reflections, and then I'll just use whatever time is available to just probe a bit, to see a little bit what ideas we've got that we can share with you to take away with you as you move on back to your exciting work. So Professor Ramesh Chand on my immediate left is a very well-decorated and senior Indian policymaker. He has many years of experience as an agricultural economist who's been working in that space as a researcher and teacher for more than 30 years. And for 15 of those years, he's been actively involved in policy. But it's his current role that is really exciting, because he's a member of Niti Aayog, which is the National Institution for Transforming India. It's the successor to the former Planning Commission that's now been created by Prime Minister Modi. And in that role, in his rank as Union Minister of State, Ramesh has been advising on policy, particularly with regard to agriculture and food. And if you study his Twitter, you can see that he's really interested in what's happening throughout the agrarian sector in this country of 1.3 billion people. He writes a lot about agrarian distress and opportunity. And then on his left is Bernie Flores. She's Assistant Secretary, Bernadita Flores, who is Assistant Secretary for Health in Philippines, as well as being Executive Director of the National Nutrition Council. She's got plenty of degrees in food and nutrition, plus a lot of experience, practical experience of food and nutrition tools in her country. And she is also a radio broadcaster, which means she can communicate beautifully. On her left is Dr. Uma Lele, an economist and policy expert working for 40 years in many aspects of development policy. She's an evaluator. She's got the most extraordinary independent mind and a great deal of experience of studying big institutions and small, national policies and local. She's value-driven and is seen as one of the people with the soundest judgment in this area. She's very focused on gender and also on mentoring for good work in development. And then on her left is somebody who needs very little introduction. I've only got a few seconds left to introduce him, but Professor Per Pinstrup Anderson, an economist, had worked in Cornell and other universities, but is best known for the fact that he preceded Schengen as the leader of the International Food Policy Research Institute. And when he was awarded the World Food Prize, he was identified as the person who really put nutrition on the map as part of the more broader aspects of food policy. So here are our four panelists, and I go quickly to Ramesh Chand for his reflections on what the conference has taught him, but also what's missing.